Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Morning viewers. In this video we are going to see the upcoming Saturn Transit. Saturn moves from Capricorn to Aquarius on January 17th, evening around 6:02 p.m. We will be seeing the predictions for each and every zodiac as a separate video. If you are new to my channel, keep it subscribed so that you get my updates instantly. The Saturn Transit takes place on 17th of January, evening around 6:02 p.m. where you are seeing the planetary position. During the day, it is Visakha star, where Moon is on Scorpio, and you could see the planetary position. Rahu is at Aries, Mars is at Taurus, Ketu is at Libra, Moon is at Scorpio, and Mercury is at Sagittarius. Sun and Venus conjuncted at Capricorn, Saturn being a ruler at Aquarius. Now as a day it enters into the Aquarius and becomes a ruler there, and Jupiter is a ruler at its own house Pisces. This is the planetary position. Based on these planetary positions for the next 2.5 years, we will be seeing the predictions for each and every zodiac, how Saturn is going to behave, what are the good and positive things a person will get, and what would be the negative effects. First of all, one should understand the planetary position of the current position. It will have an impact up to 15 to 20% on a personal horoscope. The basis is only based on the original horoscope, which is derived on the Mahadasa and Antardasa from the existing planetary position on the birth date and time. So one need not have to worry about all these problems of Saturn. At the same time, during the 7.5 period of Saturn, as well as Saturn is at the 8th house, there may be some problems also. We call it as Ashtama Sani, and we call it as Edara Sani. So all these two positions, the Saturn will give some negative impacts also. Depends upon the planetary positions during that particular time. The best remedy could be praying to Lord Ganesha daily, or every Saturday praying to Lord Hanuman will give you good relief from the Saturn's ill effects. Now let us see which are all the zodiac getting good and bad effects based on the upcoming Saturn transit. For these three zodiac, the upcoming Saturn transit seems to be highly favorable. First, let us see for Aries. So far, Saturn was placed at the 10th house, is going to move to the 11th house, which indicates profit. So the position of Saturn, which takes its highest power like Mula Trikona at Aquarius, which is being the 11th house for Aries, this Saturn transit seems to be really favorable for them. So they can expect good returns. They can expect good returns through investments. There will be good rise in the salary. Those who have worked in a company for, they can expect some good incentives, increments during this upcoming Saturn transit. Also, those who are doing business can grow their business well and get some good business inflow, and there will be good inflow of money. So for Aries, we can say this is a good positivity. Next comes Sagittarius. So far, Sagittarius was under the control of Saturn for 7.5 years. On the January 17th, when Saturn moves away from the 2nd house to the 3rd house, the zodiac Sagittarius gets rid of the 7.5 period of Saturn completely. So that is a great time for them, because for the past 7.5 years they had struggled a lot. So this movement of Saturn, it will give some good benefits. It will start yielding good benefits for Sagittarius. Also, Saturn at 3rd house will do some positivity, as whenever the planets are associated with 3rd and the 11th house, will definitely give some positive results. The 3rd zodiac is Virgo. For Virgo, so far Saturn was placed in the 5th house. Now moving to the 6th house seems to be really good. So when 6th house, a planet like Saturn is associated, they can get good returns through business. Those who had invested money they can yield some good positive results during this particular time. Those who borrowed through loans, this particular time it will give them benefits of repaying back the loan. Similarly, those who have lended money to others, this particular period they can get back the money So it's a good time for them also. They can win out of their enemies. In business, they can win out of the competitors' shares. All the positive things can happen. So for the upcoming Saturn transit, for all these three zodiac, the positivity could be more than 80%. Now for the zodiac Taurus. So far, Saturn was placed in the 9th house and which moves to the 10th house. 10th house indicates job, workplace. So we can expect good job opportunities for those who are unemployed so far. This time seems to be really favorable for them. Those who are already working in a company can find this period suitable for promotions as well as increments. Some may get foreign opportunities. They travel different places. So a lot of positive things can happen for Taurus. Also, Saturn is responsible for the 9th and 10th houses. So we can say some of them may start their own business with the father or elder brother's side. This could be really good fortune for doing business also. Now for Scorpio, as Saturn moves to the 4th house, and we call it as Kendra. Whenever in Kendra a planet like Saturn is associated, it could yield some positive results. So for Scorpio, this Saturn transit seems to be really favorable. They can increase their asset purchases. Some of them can buy their own house, buy their own flats. They can buy their land or they can invest money in share market and find some good profits. So it looks really positive for them. And some of them, if the mother's health is not well, they can get complete recovery from their health related problems. So this seems to be favorable for Scorpio. In terms of Gemini, so far Saturn was placed at the 8th house, so it could have given a lot of troubles for them. As Saturn moves away from 8th house to 9th house seems to be a really good time for Gemini, because the ill effects of the 8th house is getting relieved as Saturn moves away to the 9th house. For all these three zodiac, this Saturn transit we can expect 70% and above positivity. Now for these three zodiac, if you see for Capricorn, as Saturn moves away from Capricorn itself is a good relief for those who are in this particular zodiac. So far they might have faced lot of troubles, they might have faced lot of health related issues, many negative effects, some might have lost their job. All these problems might have faced for the last 2.5 years. As Saturn moves away to the 2nd house, it looks really favorable for them, as at the 2nd house Lord itself is going to be a ruler. It looks like they can build their money back. Whatever they have lost so far, they can regain back. It's a good time for building the revenue. Some of them can construct their own house. Some of them can communicate well to others. Those who are in the field of communication business, they can improve their skills. And those who are not married yet, it's a good time for them to settle down in their life. So positivity can happen in the upcoming Saturn transit. Now when you consider Libra, so far Saturn is placed good, but to an extent it is favorable as it moves to the 5th house, and Saturn will not do bad effects for those ascendant and zodiac of Venus as well as for Mercury. So Saturn being placed at the 5th house at Trikona is not good, but at the same time for Libra, to an extent it gives positivity. And for Leo, so far Saturn is placed from 6th house, it moves to the 7th house, itself is really good. But at the same time, as it aspects the Leo, some may find troubles in the married life. Who are looking for marriage alliances, there may be some troubles, there may be hurdles. So some negativity is also there. So for these three zodiac, we can say a positivity from 50 to 70%. In the upcoming Saturn transit, we could see these three zodiac getting badly affected. As Saturn moves from Capricorn to Aquarius, so those who are in this zodiacs and Aquarius, they are in the mid of the 7.5 period of Saturn, so they face lot of troubles in the next 2.5 years. So they may face some health related issues, some troubles, some hurdles in their life. Those who are looking for marriage, things may not happen in time, so a lot of negative things can happen. But one should remember that Saturn owns the houses of Capricorn and Aquarius, will not do much harm to the own houses. As you can see, a teacher can punish any student, but at the same time, the teacher will not give the similar punishment to his own child in case if the same child is studying under him. So the teacher may show some mercy to his own child. So like the same way Saturn will not do much harm to the zodiac Capricorn as well as Aquarius. So they need not have to worry a lot. Now for Pisces, as when Saturn moves to the 12th house of Pisces, it starts that sound of period of Pisces now. So now the zodiac, those who are in this particular zodiac, they may face lot of expenses. So as they are entering to the 7.5 period of Saturn, so the next 7.5 years time seems to be a really tough time for Pisces. So it is not so encouraging for them. And the another zodiac is Cancer. For Cancer, as Saturn moves from 7th house to the 8th house, so which is not favorable. So far, they might have faced some troubles in the family life. There may be conflict between husband and wife, life partners. Now, all these conflicts might come to an end. Even for those who are unmarried, there are chances they get married. All these positive things can happen. But at the same time, when Saturn moves to the 8th house, it may give some health related problems, some hurdles, some troubles in the family life. So for these three zodiac, the positivity could be less than 50%. Now let us see for each and every zodiac sign, based on the position of Jupiter and the upcoming Saturn transit and also the placement of Rahu and Ketu, what would be the predictions, what are the positive things and negative things, which we can see in detail. Virgo, the sixth zodiac sign as per the Kalapurusha Tattva. For Virgo, the upcoming Saturn transit, Saturn moves from 5th house to 6th house seems to be really good. So far Saturn is placed in the 5th house, might have given a lot of trouble to them. Children might not have studied properly, they might have faced a lot of problems with the children. But now, when Saturn moves to the 6th house, it seems to be really good for them, as it will reduce the impact of the 6th house. Whenever in 6th house, if there is no positive planets, if negative planets like Saturn or Rahu getting associated, it turns out to be very positive. As 6th house indicates the diseases, borrowings, as well as the enmity. So when Saturn moves to the 6th house, all these areas, there will be a good change in the personal life. So a person will get a good healthy life. The diseases will come down. The enmity will also be not there. So whoever, if they find any enemies to them, they get vanished. So they don't be there at all, because this particular period nobody can win them. So that's a really challenging time for them. So in terms of borrow, they don't find any need to borrow, because they'll be very much self-sufficient. But at the same time, even if they borrow any money, this particular period, it is very easy for them to settle down the borrowings. Even if they lend money to any person, it is very easy to get back the money also. So that 6th house seems to be really positive as Saturn moves to 6th house. Now from 6th house, Saturn aspects the 8th house, 12th house and the 3rd house. Whenever a planet like Saturn aspecting the houses like 6, 8, 12 and all, it turns out to be really positive. So when 8th house has become very positive, so we can say that business will grow well. Those who are doing business in this particular zodiac sign, they can find suitable business rise in this next 2.5 years. They could expand their business, especially those who are in the medical field. They can say that they can improve a lot. Those who are working as doctors or self-employed, those who are working in the hospitals, those doctors, those deans who are running hospitals, this particular period, they'll have more money. They'll have more money to equip themselves. They can improve their hospitals. They can get more manpower and do more charity to the public. So it seems to be really good. Same way, those who are in the construction industry, so they can find some suitable revenue this particular period. Now Saturn aspecting the 12th house, it's very good for them. Those who are interested to go abroad, they can try well and they can settle down in any foreign countries. Children might study well. They can take up any universities in outside India This is the right time to apply and get a suitable universities also. Those who are spending sleepless nights so far, this particular Saturn transit can help them get a sound sleep. So it looks very good for them. They have a comfortable life also. Now Saturn aspecting the third house, it's very challenging. Their hard work and their ambition will turn out to be more successful. So far they might have struggled a lot, they might have put a lot of efforts, but they might not have gained anything out of it. But now they start reaping the results as Saturn aspecting the third house. There could be good support from their sisters and brothers. Those who are in the communication industries, especially in mobile technologies and IT industries, those who are in BPO call center, especially using the telecom as a base, they can get good returns in this next 2.5 years. So they can expect good growth in their career. They can scale up in their life. So a lot of positive things can happen. Now, as Saturn moves to sixth house, those who are not married this particular period, they get good married alliances. They can settle down in their life. As Jupiter is also very strong and it's going to aspect the second house, so some of them can get good married life and can buy their own house. They can settle down very peacefully. Those who are working with communication as a base, from next January onwards, they can win out of any type of challenges. So their communication strength can help them yield lot of positive things. So those who especially who are working as a teachers, consultants, those who are in trainers in IT industries, next 2.5 years, they can get good returns. They can scale up well in their career. So a lot of positive things can happen. They can improve their wealth. They can purchase a lot of things for their family. So those who are looking for a change in their house, they can go for a new flat. They can purchase two-wheelers, four-wheelers. So it looks very positive for Virgo. So considering all the planetary positions, for this particular, the upcoming Saturn transit, we can say for Virgo, there could be high positivity of 90 to 95% positive results.